This video is presented by AmazingPhysicsForAll.com. Origin of the Earth's Moon. Our planet Earth has one natural satellite, which is the Moon. The Moon is the closest astronomical object to our planet Earth. While the two terrestrial planets Mercury and Venus do not have any moon orbiting them, Mars has two minuscule objects which are captured asteroids. It raises the question: why does Earth have such a massive moon, almost as big as Mercury? Astronomers believe that the Moon must have formed as a result of an unusual event when the Earth was young. Let us explore the possible event that could have created the Moon. First, let us explore what we know about the Moon. There are several facts that we learned either from observations or from the laboratory investigations of the rocks from the Moon. Any theory of origin must explain the following facts. The first fact is, Earth is the only terrestrial planet to have such a massive moon. While Mercury and Venus have no moons, Mars has two minuscule moons which are captured asteroids. This suggests that our moon formation must be from an unusual event, not a natural process. The second fact is, our moon has a peculiar orbit around the Earth. While the Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees to the ecliptic plane, the moon's orbital plane is inclined to the ecliptic plane by about 5 degrees as shown in the diagram. Ecliptic plane is the plane on which the Earth orbits the Sun. The third crucial fact is that the Moon's mean mass density is just 3,344 kilograms per cubic meter, which is much lower than the Earth's mean mass density of 5,513 kilograms per cubic meter. In addition, the Moon's overall mass density is much closer to the Earth's terrestrial mantle's mean mass density. The fourth fact is, the Moon is still moving away from the Earth. That implies that it must have been once close to the Earth. The fifth fact is, Moon's rocks are 4.5 billion years old, suggesting that the Moon is as old as our Earth. The ratio of oxygen isotopes in the Moon's rocks are similar to that of Earth's, indicating a common ancestry and that both formed nearby. The sixth fact is, Moon rocks are depleted of volatile elements. Volatile elements are with low melting points. This suggests that the formation of the Moon occurred in high-temperature environment, which must have made the volatile elements boil out into space. The seventh fact is, Moon rocks are enriched with non-volatile substances, with high melting points, indicating the remains of substances after high-temperature event. Any theory on the Moon's origin must explain all the above facts in a simple way without any assumption. Collision theory. Though astronomers have proposed several hypotheses, the most plausible theory, which explains well all the facts we presented earlier, is the giant impact theory. According to this hypothesis, about 4.6 billion years ago when the Earth was young, a massive object, about the size of Mars, sideswiped the Earth and dislodged the material from the Earth. In 100 years after the giant impact, all the dislodged materials of the Earth, along with the pulverized pieces of the projectile, coalesced together to become the Moon. This theory explains all the facts that we listed earlier. Earth tilt. The collision could be the reason the Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees from its upright position. Moon's inclined orbit. The dislodged material from the Earth, along with the pulverized pieces of the projectile, must have been thrown into an orbit around the Earth, which was inclined by 5 degrees to the ecliptic plane. So, even after it became a single piece, it continued the inclination. That explains why the Moon's orbit is inclined by 5 degrees. Compositional differences. Because the Moon formed from the materials of the Earth and that of the projectile, the chemical composition of the Moon is naturally expected to be different from the Earth. Mass density difference. When the collision occurred, iron had already sunk to the core of the Earth and the crust started to solidify on the partially molten rock. Because it was an off-center collision, the Earth material that went into the Moon was mostly from the outer layers of the Earth. That explains why the mean mass density of the Moon is much less than that of the Earth and why it matches that of the Earth's mantle. Absence of volatile elements. The impact of the collision must be so fiery that the intense heat must have boiled away most of the volatile elements from the debris, which would later become the Moon. That explains why the Moon has no appreciable amount of volatile elements. Since the giant impact theory seems to successfully offer explanations for all the known facts of the Moon, astronomers believe that this is a plausible theory of the Moon's origin. It is to be pointed out that such collisions were common in the formative period of the solar system. For instance, one such collision knocked off the outer mantle of Mercury. Now the planet Mercury is mostly metallic, a huge iron ball covered with thin layers of mantle and crust. Another example of such a collision is Uranus's extremely tilted axis of spin. Uranus is spinning on an axis which is tilted 97 degrees. Astronomers believe that the extreme tilt of Uranus must be after a giant impact with a planet-sized object. One more example of big collision. Planet Venus's retrograde spin must be due to an impact Venus had with a massive object. To conclude, the giant impact Earth had with a planet-sized object was the most likely origin of our moon. If you would like to read more on such topics, please visit amazingphysicsforall.com. Thanks for watching.